So I've been running my Amazon ad campaigns for like 4 or 5 weeks now.
Nice.
And well, how's it been going? Yeah, I mean, I've been getting sales, but there's one column like on my Amazon ads dashboard that's a little bit concerning.
Oh yeah? Which one?
It's ACOS, ACOS, ACOS.
Please stop.
Just say ACOS.
That's how all the cool kids say it.
Whoa, sorry. Cool down, man.
Yeah, I'm cool. Go on.
Anyways, it's showing me 121%. What does that even mean?
Well, it means for every $1 of book sold, you paid out $1.20.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought. Like, it kind of sounds like a bad thing.
Well, yeah, and initially it does, and I mean, like, certainly keep working on improving it, but it really depends.
See, you marketers always do this. You gurus, you just give like some big vague answer, like it depends. It's such a cop-out.
Whoa, no, it's not a cop-out. It does depend.
All right, Mr. Guru, what does it depend on then?
All right, yeah, well, for starters, you want to look at what your goals are, but you also want to look at what your book is priced at. Is it, what sort of page reads are you getting? Is it in KDP Select? If it's fiction, is this, or even nonfiction, is this a series? What is your read-through rate? What are those books priced at? Do you have any, especially with nonfiction, do you have any upsells or do you have any affiliate links? What is your backlist? What is your backlist priced at? What is your conversion rate with your backlist? Remember, this is a business. Once you start selling something online, you've become a business owner. You are in the business of selling something to readers. And what you need to look at is your total value per captured reader. And it is difficult to figure out, but that is going to be the key stat to figure out if your ads are ultimately making a profit or not.
So it really does depend, doesn't it? You know what? You're kind of a smart dude, you know that?
Oh, thanks, man. You know, that means a lot coming from you.
In this video, I'm going to give you 6 reasons why your ACOS is potentially next to useless. And you know what? I'm not going to leave you just hanging at the end of the video. I'm going to give you, at the end, I'm going to give you the ultimate way to determine if or how profitable your Amazon ads are. But before we get into it, I just wanted to address a couple of things. I hope you enjoyed that skit. I did it with the video last week. I had a lot of fun doing it, been getting some great feedback with it. So I hope you enjoyed that one as well. And before we go any further, I just want to clear things up just to make sure everyone understands what ACOS is. So ACOS, ACOS, as in the skit there, the cool kids, we all say it, is ACOS. Yeah, it stands for average cost of sale, ACOS. And how it determines is money spent on ads versus total revenue. So remember, total revenue. So if you have a paperback book, let's say your ACOS is 120%. If you have a paperback book and it sells for $10, but again, your ACOS is at 120%, you are spending $10 and you spend $12 to sell $10 worth. And in business, this doesn't make any sense because you also have expenses. So you have the printed expenses, you have the royalty for Amazon. So let's say we get 40% of that. So let's say we get $4. So we're spending $12 to get $4 when the ACOS to actually break even is 40%. So this automatically means, like, if you know basic math, like you give me $12 and I give you $4 back, you're like, I would never take that deal. And that's what we're talking about is that really such a bad deal? And that's what I'm going to be giving you in this video, is 6 reasons why that necessarily isn't a bad deal. And the final disclaimer before we get into it, ACOS is helpful in certain ways. If you created, say 3 different ad campaigns to test, you're testing a manual, you're testing a category, you're testing an automatic, or you're testing different keywords within those or categories or products within those campaigns. ACOS is a good thing to test between that. But I'm talking about, with this video, I'm talking about sort of a general overview of the ACOS. But with that being said, let's get into fact number 1, is the price of your book. Now, I was working recently with a coaching client who had his book, which is 400 or 500 page book, priced at $299. So, well, yeah, your ACOS might be higher with Amazon ads because you don't have a lot of flexibility in there. And we'll get into this more if the other reasons, if your book, with the other factors, if your book is priced at $2.99. But give yourself some breathing room. Again, this isn't going to be, how to price your book video, but look at what other books are selling for in your genre. With his book, we raised it up to $4.99. That way we have a lot more breathing room, a little bit more ad spend, a little bit more breathing room in terms of like what do we want to bid and so on. It's going to help us with our overall ACOS. So number one is how your price or how your book is priced. Number two is, well, let me look at my notes. Whether or not your book is in KDP Select. So one of the big factors in being in KDP Select is that you get KENP or page reads. And of course, the royalties that Amazon pays out each month per page read changes just ever so slightly, and unfortunately it's been sort of on the downfall. But one huge thing, and I think it was last year, 2020, and all the months blend together, but Amazon came out with the ability, you'll see a couple of new columns if you're kind of getting back into it. You'll have the page reads and the estimated royalties. So the overall ACOS doesn't take into account these page reads. So if your book is in KDP Select and you begin a lot of page reads, this could play a major factor into your overall performance of your ads. So that's factor number two. Factor number three, which is a big one, is those sales, the sales that you're getting through Amazon ads is affecting your ABSR, Amazon bestseller rank. It is improving that, lowering it, which sounds bad, but lowering it down, which will give you more organic visibility. It will give you more organic visibility in perhaps some keywords in the categories, potentially even customers also bots and also viewed. So that sort of stuff is not considered. It's not part of. It's not easily attributed to the ACOS. It's indirectly contributed because of the results of the ads. So that's factor number three, is increasing your overall sales ranking and getting those organic sales as a result of that. Factor number four is what your goals are. For some people, especially with one book, some of their goals is just creating a great backlist to make the launch of the next book even better and frankly less painless, where you can just email your list once you keep in contact with them and nurture those relationships. You can just email that list. So some people, their goal is not necessarily build your backlist, but other people's, their goal necessarily isn't financial. They just want to get their story out to the world as much as possible. And you want to control the ACOS. You don't want it to start running away on you. Some of the factors is really what are your goals with the book. Factor number five is, and this applies more to nonfiction, is what sort of upsells or affiliate commissions can you get off of people purchasing your book. So let's use the example of Catch the Unicorn, my book, Demystifying Book Marketing for fiction authors. I forgot it there. But I'm willing to take a little bit higher of an ACOS because I have upsells in that book. Full disclaimer, I mean, it's a business. So I have upsells in that book. I have the coaching. I have affiliate links that I give disclaimers to. It's not just the actual income of the book that I'm getting. That is nice, but I'm also getting additional income from sales of that book. So that might be another circumstance if you have any upsells or affiliate income from it. And the sixth reason, and this one is a huge one, and this will apply to most people watching this video, is how many books you have in your series and what is the read-through rate between the books. So let's say you're writing fantasy books and you have 5 books out. You could list the first one to say, let's say 99 cents. Your ACOS is probably going to be over 100%. 99 cents for the Kindle version. Your ACOS is probably going to be over 100%. But once you calculate your read-through rate, aka how many people read book 1 that go on to book 2, that read book 2 on to book 3, and how those books are priced, then you can start getting your total value per customer. Your total value might, for a customer over the 10 books, might be $10. So in that case, your ACOS, if you're paying $2 for every customer, then you're making a healthy profit. So that is a huge one. How many books are in your series, or how many books do you plan to have in your series, and what is your read-through rate between each of those books? And one last thing I want to point out that might make a difference in determining whether your ads are profitable or not, and that goes back to, I think it was point number 3 with the organic sales. Now, up until July 2020, each order, so let's say someone clicked on your ad for book A. They clicked on your ad for book A, they didn't buy book A, they ended up buying book C. Up until 2020, that would still be contributed as a order if you were advertising for book A. Now that's no longer the case. So again, that applies to number 3 and that increase in organic sales. Okay, enough of this, why ACOS might be wrong. Let's talk about what is the ultimate way to tell if your Amazon ads are profitable or not. And that is comparing your total sales before running ads and after running ads. With all of these factors at play that I talked about, it's so volatile, especially with the organic increase, with the indirect sales. It just makes it like something that you're not able to track at all. So really the ultimate best way is to track sales before and after running ads. Or if you're so bold, keep the ads or just turn off the ads, let it rest for a couple of weeks, and then look at your sales post and during ads. But really what's most important here is understanding your total value per customer. Once you know that, you're going to be way ahead. And yeah, it is a little bit challenging to find out, and you can't do it right away, especially when you're actively you're doing a rapid release or something like that. It's hard to get numbers on read-through rates or accurate numbers, but that number, or having a rough idea or tracking that number, is going to make you so much further ahead. If you want me to do a video on tracking read-through rates, certainly let me know. I'll be happy to do that. I have an Excel spreadsheet that I walk people through as well. So I'll be happy to do that. So comment down below if you do want me to go through that. But other than that, I'm Deneen with Weekend Publisher. That's the end of the video. Let me know by commenting down below. Did you know all this stuff? Were you always kind of wondering what ACOS was, or was it accurate, or what's the best way to tell if my ads are profitable? Let me know by commenting down below. If you enjoyed this, subscribe if you're new here. If you got value from this, hit the thumbs up button. I'd really appreciate it. Share it with one of your friends who has a question about Amazon ads, and thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.